Thank you for joining us in this session today, Stephen and Daniel. Are you going to be escorting Laura to one of her Starseed lifetimes, or do you have a specific message before she goes? What's your purpose here today? If one of you'd like to step forward.
Guiding her to the Starseed origin.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And are you able to take her now? Do you need the singing bowls, or are you able to just float up with her?
Float up.
Float, perfect. I will hand over to you two, and Laura, you've got their hands, so it's time to float away, knowing that they know exactly the best location for you to float to today. So just drifting away, floating and drifting away, where we are taking you to a Starseed lifetime, which is of the best and the highest interest of your soul today. So just float away and let me know when you arrive at your location.
I'm there. It seems looks very jungly. Lots of flowers and green plants. Lush waterfalls. I don't really see anything else though.
So what I want you to do is to tune into yourself. Are you in the sky above this, or are you on the ground at the moment?
On the
ground. And tuning into your bodily sensations, how would you describe your form?
I'm like floating above the ground. I would say etheric, it looks like a body, but it's more white, glowing. I don't see a gender or feel that there's a gender really.
Okay. And could you describe or sound out, even if it's not in your native tongue, how you would describe an identifying word, like a name we humans would call it, or an identifying sound that describes you?
It's like Bashi. That's what I heard.
And is this lifetime, we know that time doesn't exist, but if you had to pretend to paint a timeline for Laura's human self, is this prior to Laura being Laura, or is this after Laura is Laura?
It's almost the feeling is first and origin, like the beginning.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, before, but yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we know it's all simultaneously, but yes, let's take that. And if Laura was able to explain in her human mind where this location, are we on a planet, a star? How would you describe the location of this? Is this close to Earth, a long way away from Earth, in a different universe?
It's very far away. We're showing multiple galaxies away. It's a planet. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, beautiful. And is this location currently known in human knowledge?
No.
Okay. Beautiful. But if you could take over now, and I want you to show Laura what it is that we've come here to see today. Let us know about this lifetime, its important lessons, and the things you'd like to teach her today.
I'm alone on this planet. It's almost like it's my planet. But I'm seeding it. And it seems I feel as lonely as I could feel. We don't have the depth of emotions that humans have, but we still
Okay.
have a sense of feeling. I'm content with my work, and I'm seeding insects currently, like insects, to get life forms going on this planet, but I'm doing it on my own.
So my understanding is that you were assigned this from the Soul Council or the Light Council, however, what terminology, and then you came and you did this like a job that you tick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I assume there are other people on other planets doing similar sort of work at the moment. You're part of a task force, so to speak.
Yes. 12 of us. Seems like 12 of us in this solar system. To see if it will work, see if the life can take off.
And can you explain the mechanism of how you actually seed the insects? Is it through thought? Or
Yeah, just I'm just I'm observing as Laura, and I'm watching um, this being is it's like just holding nothing in its hand, and then the insect appears, and then the being is like putting them in certain places. So there's several of the same insect in the same place, and then doing that with different kinds of insects in different locations.
Okay, great. And is there a sort of like a hierarchy of what you've been creating? Did you create plant form first, or did you have to create air or gaseous the environment? Like, how did you start off on this planet? What did you create first?
I'm just in charge of the insects, so others have been here before me doing what you mentioned, those things in the order you like the gaseous, the air, and then someone else came to do the plants, and then we wait for them to grow, and then when the environment is correct or proper for the insects, then I come in.
Okay, perfect. Is this expected to take, if we could put some kind of a human concept or understanding of how long it takes for you to do this insect thing? Is this a really long time for the insects to
Yes, I monitor and watch for approximately 1,000 years.
1,000 years? Okay. And how do you know when your time is up? How do you receive a message that your assignment's done?
It's based on the evolution of what's happening. Um, it's like a quantity of insects and types of insects.
Okay. Okay, and do you receive like a telepathic message to say yes, done, or do you have some kind of a reporting mechanism to say I've done 500 insects, or how does the council know, or do they just know automatically when you've?
I just know. I know.
Okay. And can I just hone in on the feeling of loneliness? Now, is this a start of? Is this assignment on this planet, apart from being very helpful to help get this planet going, you mentioned that you have these feelings of loneliness, even though you don't feel the depth of human emotion. Loneliness comes from when we are not attached to or not with others, and we can feel abandonment if we are sent to do something and there's no one else around. Would you equate this feeling of loneliness with a feeling of being disconnected or abandoned from Source, or do you still feel very connected?
I do not feel very connected in this lifetime
Okay.
with this job.
Okay. And was this job assigned to you purely for a technical perspective, or were you also assigned this lifetime to learn the feelings of disconnection and abandonment?
Yes, both of those things.
Okay. So there's a spiritual lesson in this as well as being just a task. Okay. And why does your soul in particular need to learn disconnection and abandonment lessons?
Needs to learn how to climb back up to connect with Source
Ah.
on my own.
And is there something specifically you'd like to relay to Laura that is connected to this lesson in her current lifetime?
It's not different than what she's going through right now. She also has to learn this. And she's struggling. And her cord, this is Laura speaking. It looks like a rubber band's got snapped.
Okay.
There's what the version of me is saying is the connection got snapped. She's having trouble and this is the source of the problem.
Okay. Now you're safe to release any emotion, Laura. That's good. Let it out, Laura, because you're here to witness. You're here to be a witness for your soul counterpart and witnessing her experience and her distress when she realized her band has snapped really validates her experience for her.
Yeah.
And it lets her know that even though she feels alone, that you're with her. Because you are from the one same soul. So even though it seems improbable, you're actually able to reach out to her and give her a comforting touch, or however you wish to convey your empathy to her.
We're comforting each other.
Beautiful.
I just feel like human Laura is on that planet with can't even remember my own name.
That's
The
all right.
being on the planet.
Yep.
And we're just spending time together and holding on to each other.
Beautiful. We'll just do that. And I want you to really lock in that feeling of connection. I want you to lock in the feeling and understand and know that you can communicate with your soul counterparts in all lifetimes, irrespective of where they are located, in time and in space. That connection is never severed, and that you can be your own best friend, irrespective of what's going on in any lifetime, romantically or friendship-wise. the soul counterparts of your soul. You are your own team, your own support network. And you can intercommunicate with each other, advice, and help each other. So Laura, is there some way that the you of this planetary existence, some sign, some feeling, would like to establish a code or some kind of signal for you to know that she wishes to communicate with you, or she needs your help, or you need her help, or something like that? How do we open the lines of communication for you back on your earthly lifetime?
For me, just it's remembering to come back to this place.
Okay.
Exactly where she is right now.
Okay. And you can do that through meditation? Beautiful. And could she show you, please, how she solved her problem? I want her to move forward the scene, please. And how did she reconnect her band? How did she connect back to Source once her job was finished? Let's see her success story.
Okay. She just looks like she's leaving the planet, and it's like pretty much like being beamed up. She gets absorbed back into Source. She felt disconnected the whole time, and then it was time for her to move on, so she was able to just go back into Source.
Okay, so she didn't actually have to think about it too much, it just happened? So she just set an intention to reconnect and it was instantaneous?
Yeah, the work was done. She felt the work was done. It was like part of it was because she left the planet. Like she was not able to connect while she was on the planet, and then the work was done and she left the planet, and then she connected back in.
Okay, so is there something else she would like to convey to you? Any lessons or thoughts or directions for you?
She's telling me to put my right hand on my heart
Do that.
in general, but like to imagine the band. I don't know, it's interesting. Laura, the human, is commenting that it's interesting that it's not like a column of white light, it's actually like a thick, flat, wide, giant rubber band. And I'd like to imagine that band going up. And then to go ahead and imagine like a heaven or a place. I think for me, as Laura the human, this idea of source is too vague. So it's like imagining it going to a place that exists, and then grounding my feet into the earth too at the same time. The band represents a stronger connection. It's like I'm repairing the band.
Okay, great, beautiful.
And that's it for now.
Okay, beautiful. All right. If you're ready to move on, Laura, we will call Stephen and Daniel back in, your guides. And they will take your hands again and they will take us to our next location. And confirm with them if we're going to another lifetime, please.